Here we meet again, dear students, in this new lesson in the series of English lessons on the أونروا Satellite TV channel. ها نحن نلتقي مجددا أعزائي الطلاب في هذا الدرس الجديد من سلسلة دروس اللغة الإنجليزية على قناة الأونروا الفضائية. Welcome back. Our lesson today, dear students, is passive voice part 1. The passive voice part 1 المبني للمجهول الجزء الأول. Alright, let's study the underlined verbs in the following paragraph. Let's look at the paragraph here. Baby is made from what? Baby is made from what? Wood is cut up into small pieces which are mixed with water to be cooked later. Then the result is dried and paper is made to be used. Let's read the paragraph again. Paper is made from what? Wood is cut up in small pieces which are mixed with water to be cooked later. Then the result is dried and paper is made to be used. Let's notice these verbs again. لنتمعن في هذه الأفعال مرة أخرى. The first verb is made. Is made. The second one is cut. Is cut. The next one are mixed. Are mixed. Be cooked. Be cooked. Is dried. Is dried. The next one is made. Is made. And the last one be used. Be used. Okay, what do you notice here? ماذا تلاحظ هنا عزيزي الطالب؟ لننظر مرة أخرى. Is made, is cut, are mixed, be cooked, is dried, is made, and finally be used. Here, as you see, we have the forms of be verb. لدينا أنماط من فعل to be مثل is, are, and be itself, plus the past participle of the verb. بالإضافة إلى التصريف الثالث من الفعل. Alright, let's move here. Here we have a question. Who made all those actions of making baby? Who made all the actions of making baby? Of course, the doer, the subject, is unknown. الفاعل غير معروف في الأفعال السالف ذكرها. لننتقل إلى الشريحة التالية. Rearrange the following words to make sentences in the passive voice. Again, rearrange the following words to make sentences in the passive voice. لنرتب الكلمات التالية لنكون جملا في المبني للمجهول. Number 1, made, is, baby, would, and from. Let's make a sentence in the passive voice. لنكون جملة في صيغة المبني للمجهول. لننظر إلى الجملة هنا. Baby is made from what? Again, baby is made from what? Let's move to the second sentence. Dried is the and result. Let's make a passive voice sentence from these words. لنكون جملة في المبني للمجهول من هذه الكلمات. لننظر هنا. The result is dried. The result is dried. These two sentences lead us through the passive voice lesson. هاتان الجملتان تقودانا اتجاه درس المبني للمجهول. لنتعلم في هذا الدرس كيف نكون المبني للمجهول، ما هو تركيب المبني للمجهول، وأشكال المبني للمجهول. Let's go. Passive voice in the present simple. Passive voice in the present simple. المبني للمجهول في زمن المضارع البسيط. Alright. The structure of the passive voice in the present simple. the structure of the passive voice in the present simple. تركيب المبني للمجهول في زمن المضارع البسيط. Let's look at the structure together. Here, the object plus verb to be plus main verb in the past participle. Again, the object plus verb to be المفعول به إضافة إلى فعل مساعد من الأفعال to be plus main verb in the past participle بالإضافة إلى الفعل الأساسي في التصريف الثالث. Here, when we say the past participle, we have two forms of the past participle. The first form is regular form of the verb, and the second one is the irregular form of the verb. شكل الفعل المنتظم وشكل الفعل الغير منتظم أو الشاذ. Okay, let's look at this picture. In the first example, the pencil is broken. Look at the picture. Here we have a broken pencil. The pencil is broken. القلم الرصاص مكسور. But here if I ask you a question, who broke this pencil? Who broke this pencil? من الذي كسر هذا القلم وفقا لهذه الجملة? Here, the doer of this sentence, of this action is unknown. الفاعل لهذا الحدث هو مجهول غير معروف. لذلك, we can say this sentence is in the passive voice. هذه الجملة في المبني للمجهول. Sentence number 2, or example number 2, المثال الثاني. The letters are sent. The letters are sent. Let's look here. The letters is the subject. The letters is the subject. الفاعل هنا, the letters. Is it a singular subject or a plural subject? Of course, it's a plural subject. هذا فاعل جمع. So that it's followed by are. So look at are here. Are is the verb to be, is a form of verb to be. After are, we have sent in the past participle. The sentence is, the letters are sent. Because the subject is a plural, the verb that followed that subject is are, is a form of verb to be in the plural. What followed are? Are is followed by the past participle of the verb send. Send, sent, sent. Let's read the sentence again. The letters are sent. الرسائل أرسلت. Who sent them? من الذي أرسل الرسائل وفقا لهذه الجملة? Of course, it's unknown. الفاعل مجهول غير معروف. So that the sentence is in the passive voice. Now, let's look at the regular past participle. How do we form the past participle? When the verb is regular. كيف نكون التصريف الثالث للفعل عندما يكون الفعل فعلا منتظما؟ Let's look here. We form the past participle by adding ed or d to the end of the regular verbs. Again, we form the past participle by adding ed or d to the end of regular verbs. عندما نضيف حرفي ال ed أو ال d إلى نهاية الفعل المنتظم. Let's look here. Here we have the first form, the second form, and the third form. التصريف الأول، التصريف الثاني، والتصريف الثالث. Let's look at the first verb. Here we have the verb like. Like is a regular verb. Like هو فعلا منتظم. الأفعال المنتظمة هي الأفعال التي تلحق بدي أو ed إلى نهايتها لتكوين التصريف الثاني والتصريف الثالث. Let's look here. Like, liked, liked. What have we added here? ماذا أضفنا لنهاية هذا الفعل؟ We added the D letter only. Why? Because the E is in the verb like. It's already found in the verb like. حرف الإي موجود أصلا في الفعل like, so that we added the letter D only. So we have like in the first form, liked in the second form, and liked in the last form, which is the past participle. Let's look at another verb. Watch, watched, watched. The first form is watch. The second and the third forms, التصريف الثاني والثالث, we have watched. أضفنا ed إلى نهاية هذا الفعل لتكوين التصريف الثاني والثالث. Let's look at the last example. Visit, visited, visited. Also here in this word, in this verb, we have added the ed letters to the end of such a verb to form the second and the third conjugation. Okay, let's look at the irregular past participle. How can we form the past participle in the irregular verbs? كيف نكون التصريف الثالث في الأفعال الغير منتظمة أو الشاذة. Let's look here. If the verb is irregular, إذا كان الفعل شاذا أو غير منتظم, the past participle is formed in two ways. يشكل التصريف الثالث للفعل بطريقتان. The first one, the verb stays as it is. The first one, the verb stays as it is in the first, second and third forms. يبقى الفعل كما هو في التصريف الأول والثاني والثالث. Let's look at number 2. The shape of the verb changes. The shape of the verb changes. يتغير شكل الفعل من التصريف الأول إلى التصريف الثاني والثالث. Let's have some examples. Here we have the first, the second and the third forms. التصريف الأول والثاني والثالث. We have the irregular verb swim. لدينا الفعل الشاذ swim. In the first form we have swim. In the second form swam. And in the last form the past participle swam. Swim, swam, swum. So here, as you see, dear students, the shape of the verb has changed from the first, the second and the third forms. Let's have another example. لنتناول مثالا آخر. Eat, which is an irregular verb, فعل شاذ. Eat in the first form, ate in the second form, eaten in the third form in the past participle. As you see here again, the shape of the verb has changed as well. The last example, cut, cut, cut. What do you notice, dear students, in the last example? Cut, cut, cut. Has the shape of this verb changed from the first, the second and the third forms? هل تغير شكل الفعل في التصريف الأول أو الثاني أو الثالث؟ As you see here, cut, cut, cut. The verb stayed as it is in these three forms. لم يتغير الفعل من التصريف الأول أو الثاني أو الثالث. Let's have a short break, then after the break we continue our lesson about passive voice part 1. A short break, then we get back. فاصل قصير ونعود. Welcome back. Now, dear students, let's move to know the steps of changing a sentence from active voice to a passive one. Here, how to change an active sentence into a passive one in the present simple tense. How to change an active sentence into a passive sentence in the present simple tense. كيف نحول الجملة من المبني للمعلوم إلى المبني للمجهول في زمن المضارع البسيط. Let's go through the steps. Step number 1, the object of the active sentence becomes the subject of the passive one. The object of the active sentence becomes the subject of the passive one. Here, المفعول به يصبح فاعل الجملة الجديدة. المفعول به في الجملة المبنية للمعلوم يصبح فاعل للجملة المبنية للمجهول. Okay, let's have some examples. Ali plays football. Ali plays football. Here we have Ali is the subject, plays is the verb, and football is the object. فاعل, فعل, مفعول به. In the first step, we said that the object of the active sentence becomes the subject of the passive one. Is this sentence active or passive? هل هذه الجملة في المبني للمعلوم أم في المبني للمجهول؟ Here we have Ali plays football. The door is known. الفاعل معروف. إذن هذه الجملة في المبني للمعلوم. كيف نحول هذه الجملة إلى المبني للمجهول؟ In the first step we said that again the object becomes the subject of the passive sentence. So here football has changed from being an object to be a subject. تغيرت من كونها مفعولا به إلى الفاعل. So here football, the object has become a subject. Football is, and the past participle is played. As you see, dear students, the object of the active sentence has become the subject of the passive sentence. Another example, We like cartoon films. We like cartoon films. We is the subject, like is the verb, cartoon films is the object. This sentence is an active sentence. هذه الجملة في المبني للمعلوم. Why? Because the subject is present here. لأن الفاعل the door is present موجود. Okay, to change such a sentence from active to passive, we need to start with the object so that this object, cartoon films, will be the subject of the passive sentence. So here it's changed from being an object to be a subject. Cartoon films, here we have are liked. Cartoon films are liked. Okay, let's move to see step number 2. لننتقل لمعرفة الخطوة الثانية في تحويل الجملة من المبني للمعلوم إلى المبني للمجهول. Step number 2, we use a helping verb from verb to be. We use even is or are according to the new subject. نستخدم فعل مساعد إما is أو are من الفعل المساعد to be بما يناسب الفاعل الجديد. إذن هنا نستخدم فعل مساعد من الفعل المساعد to be طبعا إما is أو are بما يناسب الفاعل الجديد. Let's look at the next slide here. Look here. If the subject is singular, like he, she, it, or any singular noun, we use the helping verb is. نستخدم الفعل المساعد is. But if the subject is plural, like they, you, we, or any plural nouns, we use the helping verb are. But if the subject is I, we use the helping verb am. What follows these three strong verbs, is, am, and are, in the passive voice is always a past participle form of the verb. ما يلحق بهذه الأفعال المساعدة الثلاث هو الفعل الأساسي في التصريف الثالث. Let's have some examples, dear students. Here, the first example, number 1, we study English. We study English. This is an active sentence because the subject, the door, is present here. Let's change the sentence from active to passive. لنحول الجملة من المبني للمعلوم إلى المبني للمجهول. Here, English is the object in the first sentence, as you see. English هي المفعول به للجملة الأولى كما ترى. Here, to start the passive sentence, we started with the object, and the object has become the subject of the passive one. English, here we have, is. Why is? Because this new subject, هذا الفاعل الجديد هو فاعل مفرد. Since it's singular, we need to use the helping verb is. What comes after is, are, and am in the passive voice? Of course, the past participle. What's the past participle of the verb study? ما هو التصريف الثالث من الفعل study? Study, studied, studied. So here, English is studied. English is studied. Example number 2. She calls her friends every day. Again, she calls her friends every day. Where is the object in this sentence? أين المفعول به في هذه الجملة? She is the subject, calls is the verb, her friends is the object. Let's start the passive sentence by this object. لنبدأ جملة المبني للمجهول بهذا المفعول به ليصبح الفاعل لهذه الجملة. Her friends أصدقائها. Is this a plural or a singular subject? هل هذا الفاعل هو فاعل مفرد أم فاعل جمع؟ Her friends. Of course, it's a plural subject. Since it's plural subject, بما أن هذا الفاعل هو فاعل جمع، يجب أن نستخدم الفعل المساعد are. Her friends are. What comes after are? Excellent, thank you very much. Here the past participle of the verb call is called, and then the complement of the sentence. Let's read the sentence for the last time. Her friends are called. Her friends are called every day. لننتقل إلى الخطوة الثالثة من خطوات التحويل إلى المبني للمجهول. Here, the third step is we use the past participle of the main verb. We use the past participle of the main verb. نستخدم التصريف الثالث من الفعل الأصلي أو الأساسي. Here, نستخدم الفعل الأساسي في التصريف الثالث. Let's have some examples. Example number 1. People pollute the word. Again, people pollute the word. The subject here is people. The verb is pollute. The object is the word. يجب أن نبدأ الجملة المبنية للمجهول بالمفعول به للجملة الأولى. So here, where is the object? The word. So here, the word is polluted. العالم يلوث. Here the word is a singular subject. العالم هو فاعل مفرد. So that we used is. What comes after is the past participle of the main verb, which is pollute. So pollute has become polluted. Example number 2. He reads 2 stories every week. He reads 2 stories every week. Let's look here. 2 stories are read every week. 2 stories are read every week. 2 stories is a plural subject. We use the past participle, the third form of the verb reads. So here, read is an irregular verb. Read, read, read. Let's read the sentence for the last time. 2 stories are read every week. The last example, number 3. I go to the zoo on Fridays. I go to the zoo on Fridays. Let's look here. The zoo, which is a singular subject, the zoo is gone to on Fridays. The zoo is gone to on Fridays. Because the zoo is a singular subject, we used is, and after is, we use the past participle of the verb go. Go, went, gone. Okay, dear students, let's move to the next slide. In this slide we have, if the doer of the action is important, we use by plus the doer. إذا كان فاعل الجملة المبنية للمعلوم هو شخص مهم، نستخدم في نهاية الجملة المبنية للمجهول كلمة by وحرف الجر by plus the doer. Extra examples. Let's look here. Tom opens the family safe regularly. Tom opens the family safe regularly. Let's look here. The family safe خزنة العائلة أو خزينة العائلة is opened regularly by Tom. Again, the family safe is opened regularly by Tom. Because it's important to know who opens the safe, we use by Tom. So it's Tom who opens the safe regularly. Number 2, Syria produces lots of olive oil. Syria produces lots of olive oil. سوريا تنتج الكثير من زيت الزيتون. Let's look here. Lots of olive oil. Lots of olive oil. This is a singular subject. Is, the verb here is produce. We need to use the past participle, which is produced by Syria. So here, lots of olive oil is produced by Syria. It's produced by Syria, not by Palestine. Now, dear students, let's stop and have another short break, then we continue after the break. Welcome back. Now, dear students, let's practice what we have talked about so far. Change into passive. حول إلى المبني للمجهول. Number 1, factories cause air pollution. Factories cause air pollution. Change this sentence into passive voice. حول هذه الجملة إلى المبني للمجهول. Let's look here. Air pollution is caused by factories. Air pollution, تلوث الهواء, it's a singular subject, so that we used is. The past participle of the verb cause is caused then by factories. Let's read it for the last time. Air pollution is caused by factories. 2, every day I watch 2 films. Every day I watch 2 films. Let's look here. 2 films, فيلمان, it's a plural subject, are watched by me every day. 2 films are watched by me every day. Now, dear students, let's move to another activity to practice the passive voice. Choose the correct answer. اختر الإجابة الصحيحة. Trees is cutting, are cut, or is cut. Which is the correct answer? أي الإجابات هي الإجابة الصحيحة لهذه الجملة؟ Trees, it's a plural subject by the way. هذا الفاعل هو فاعل جمع. لذلك يجب أن نستخدم الفعل المساعد are مصحوبا بالتصريف الثالث. هنا are cut. Excellent, thank you very much. Trees are cut for making furniture. Trees are cut for making furniture. Number 2, the letters now. The letters are written, is written, are right. The letters is a plural subject. هذا الفاعل هو فاعل جمع. لذلك we need to use are plus the past participle. Here we have are written and here we have are right. Which is the correct answer? Of course, it's the first one, which is are written. But why not are right? Because right is in the first form, not in the third form. So that the correct answer is are written. The letters are written now. Okay, number 3. The email is sent hola. The email is sent hola. Let's look at the choices here. With hola, by hola, or from hola. Thank you very much. It's by hola. The email is sent by hola. Now, dear students, by the end of this exercise, we have come to the end of our lesson. I hope the lesson was interesting and important for you at the same time. Have a good day and goodbye.